The American bald eagle scream that you hear in movies is actually a red-tailed hawk, because bald eagles actually sound like seagulls choking on a chicken wing. We'll talk about that and more fun bald eagle facts as we sketch this little birdie. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on a, goodness gracious, this is Monday morning. You know, I took Thursday and Friday off as a little mini vacation, staycation, and it doesn't feel like Monday morning, but if I don't go back to work, I probably will be in a lot of trouble. So, I mean, it has to be Monday morning, but it feels like Sunday morning for some reason. I don't know. It feels like I have all the time in the world, and I do not have all the time in the world today. But on Monday mornings, I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier, a toy from the toy box, if you will. And I like to draw it. I like to talk about it. And this morning's random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier is an American bald eagle. This is part of the Super Tubes, USA Super Tubes set from Safari. It's the same set that had the St. Louis Arch and the Hoover Dam, Liberty Bell. And today it's an American bald eagle. We've got Rick and Pamela in the chat. We've got Gaming with Just Joe. Joe says it's storming horribly here, so I won't be long. Just wanted to say hi and like the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by, Joe. I really do appreciate that. Stay safe in the storm. Pamela and Rick are on the other side of Oklahoma from you. I wonder, Pamela, are you guys in a storm also? Is it storming there too? I'm not sure if we have storms this week or not. It looked like we were not going to have any more bad weather for the whole week. I hope not, because my motorcycle thinks I've quit loving her. But the toy we pulled from the toy box this morning is an American bald eagle. And as I alluded to earlier, the American bald eagle, the sound the American bald eagle makes is actually just kind of a high-pitched cooing, like a seagull type noise. It does not make that shriek, but movie makers, when they started to include the majestic bald eagle in the movies, decided that shriek was not fitting of or it's decided that cooing was not fitting of an American icon, and so they substituted the red-tailed hawk shriek. And most people, Americans included, most people have never actually heard the sound a bald eagle makes, and they all think that is it. Pamela says the storm just passed him by. That's good.
People should watch the Eagle Cam.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Yeah, my mom and dad watch the Eagle Cams on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel that has the eagle nest. It's a 24/7 video of the eagle nest where the eaglets have hatched. Where are they now? Are they flying yet? Have they been kicked out?
They just started flying. In the last couple of days, they just hopped out onto the branches outside the nest.
They do interesting things, like they'll stand up on the edge of the nest and hold their wings up open to let the wind soar through their wings. And there's two of them, brother and sister. And the one will just kick the snot out of the other, like, get out of this nest. fighting like brother and sister.
When they do their winger sizes, the nest is full because they're both, huge birds.
Yeah. They're big birds. The adult bird, the adult female bird is larger than the male bird. That's an unusual trait for birds, but it's common in predatory birds. But they can have a wingspan up to 8 feet. You don't really think about how big they are, but they have a wingspan up to 8 feet.
Their nest is about right at 6 feet.
Right.
In width.
Right, isn't that crazy? These things are about 11 bananas long. 11 from wingtip to wingtip. It's about 11 bananas. If you can imagine, man, that's huge.
You're a little off camera.
Man. Something has happened to my camera. There we go. There we go. Something has happened to my camera. I'm where I'm supposed to be, and my camera is not hitting me accurately. I bumped my camera somehow along the way. Don't get seasick while I turn the camera. But thanks for pointing that out to me.
Rick says that it's been dry the bone like usual. They may have had a bit of a pinch of the rain for the whole year.
Yeah, well, you're in that part of Oklahoma. If it rains there, you guys are in trouble. But when the storms come through, I always worry because you guys get those big storms. You guys get those big storms. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Mamma mia, mamma mia. They have 20 by 5 vision. We have 20. What's considered perfect vision for us is 20/20 vision. And they have 20 by 5 vision. Now what that means is what you can see, what your ability to see things at 20 feet. Something is 20 feet away and you can see it at 20 feet away. Then you have 20/20 vision. And that's considered good for us. If something is, their vision is much more acute. They can see things that we would see at 5 feet away, they can see at 20 feet away. 20 by 5 vision. There's a story, I don't know how accurate it is, but there's a story about the post office eagle. My dad retired from the post office, and there's a story about the post office eagle mascot. They took the thing to the top of the Empire State Building to film a commercial in the 80s. And I remember the commercial. It was a beautiful commercial. They took the eagle to the top of the Empire State Building, and the thing was trained to fly a big circle, and then come back and land on the handler's arm. And they let it off the tether, and immediately the thing just swooshes away. Now, imagine you're in charge of the post office eagle, and the thing just swooshes away, gone, just gone. Imagine all the emotions that would go through your little head. I'm dead. I've lost my job. I've lost my bird. How are we ever going to recover from this? And you've got all these things. But the thing is, from on top of the Empire State Building, the story goes, it saw a squirrel in Central Park. and went down and swooped down and got that squirrel from on top of the Empire State Building. That's the vision acuity we're talking about. If I were on top of the Empire State Building, I couldn't look over the edge of the Empire State Building, let alone see a squirrel in the park. I would be curled up on the floor at the top of the Empire State Building. I am not fond of heights, as some movie characters have said it. I am not fond of. It's not the heights themselves. It's the falling that I don't like. I never used to have that problem. I fell off the back of a truck in Iraq, and I've had that problem ever since. I never used to have that problem, but now the sensation of falling causes me to cinch up. It's not fun for me. But this eagle saw. The story goes, the eagle saw the squirrel from on top of the Empire State Building and went and got him. And they got the eagle back, so it worked out. There was debate in the early part of our country, in the development of our country, as to whether or not the eagle would be our mascot. Benjamin Franklin, I alluded to this yesterday, Benjamin Franklin did not want the eagle. He wanted a turkey. He felt like turkeys were noble birds. And in the day, they didn't have the negative connotations that they have now. Now we think of turkeys as a name you call people that can't dance. But back then it was a big, majestic bird. I wonder, though, if we had chosen the turkey as our mascot, if we would still refer to people who can't dance as a turkey. But he thought eagles were a disgrace. They practice a hunting tactic called kleptoparasitism. That's a big word for Elmo.
Yes, it is.
Kleptoparasitism. It's a combination of two different words. Kleptomaniacs, people who steal things, and a parasite. So what he witnessed them doing was sitting in the trees on the banks of the river, waiting for the osprey to catch fish and prey, and then they would swoop down and bump the osprey and make the osprey drop the catch, and the other one would swoop in and catch it midair, and they'd fly off with whatever it is the osprey had earned. So he felt like the eagle was just a big old lazy bully, disgrace among the birds. I found my other kneaded eraser, but it was my last kneaded eraser. I'm going to have to order some more kneaded erasers to make sure I have one in the future when I need one. Forgot to put that eyeball in there. And these feather marks, I want to make sure I get these feathers in here. All right.
You usually see two eagles together.
Yeah, they mate for life, right?
Yes.
Some birds only mate for a season. Some birds only mate for the mating ritual itself. Some birds stick together for the entire raising of the eggs, but eagles mate for life. Where does all the water go? I can understand the water. I spritz these paints every morning, and to make sure they're nice and juicy, and creamy and moist when it comes time to use them. And I understand the pans being dry because they're soaking up all the water. But what I don't understand is the mixing pots. Where does the water in the mixing pots go? That is a mystery. Because the humidity's like 80% here. It doesn't make sense to me why, with high humidity, we would have issues with stuff evaporating. This is my favorite part of the process. I probably never told you guys that before. This is the part of the process that turns the whole thing from just lines on a page to a dimensional object. And I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm down for it. Absolutely love it. What else is going on? Anything else going on I need to be aware of? Did you get any of that rain over to your house, Mom?
No, yesterday. So far, not today.
We sure needed that rain.
We got rain yesterday morning.
I think so. Yeah, my beautiful young bride went to take the boy to his scouting thing, and got caught out in the rain, got soaked, waiting for the scoutmaster to show up so they could load the bus, so they could load the van. Trailer. That's the word I'm looking for. Trailer.
I'm still mad at him.
Why?
Because he's gets to go on a trip and I don't.
You could have gone on the trip.
Oh yeah. I'd have to sit down and wait for him to come back.
Yeah. I'll just be up here at the top of the mountain waiting for you to return. That's exactly how that would have gone for me. All right, I think let me put these shadows on the ground here. See, I understand. But where does it go? Where? I understand the water evaporates, but where does the paint go? Anyway,
I wonder why they always make the eagle's foot so thick.
Well, I bet it's stability on this toy.
Could be because they're not really that thick.
Yeah.
The only word I can think of to describe that.
I'm going to bet it's stability on this toy. It's just going to be something they have to do to make it where they can have room to put the claw and the talon, rather. And make it stand up straight. . Can't talk. Arting. All right. I think that's it for the shading. Let me dry that real quick. Then we can come back with some color. I want to make sure that that Payne's gray doesn't activate into the vermilion. Which I still have some Payne's gray on my brush, so I got a little in my vermilion anyway. They nearly vanished during the 60s. The wide use of DDT as a pesticide. DDT was getting into the rivers and lakes, and it was contaminating the fish. And so everything swimming in the rivers and lakes was absorbing the DDT, and everything that ate everything out of the rivers and lakes was absorbing the DDT, which is a pesticide, pesticide. And DDT did wonderful things. It cut down on the pests that were destroying our crops. It killed mosquitoes. It did wonderful things. Cut back on malaria. It did wonderful things for humans, but for the nature, it had the ill effect of causing thin eggshells in birds and disrupting breeding habits of frogs and the like. And so, while it was very good for protecting the humans, it was causing a huge negative impact on nature. And so they outlawed DDT in 1972. And by that time, they were down to 417 mating pairs of American bald eagles. Vermilion! Almost missed. You did almost miss it. Pamela, Mom, you guys almost missed it.
No, Pamela had it.
I just saw it. Both of them just popped up on my screen.
He was on top of things.
As usual, Pamela is just always just right on top of things. She's awesome.
I was thinking how quickly this 30 minutes went through that.
Is it time to go? Oh my goodness. I've got 4 minutes to get this done, don't I? I'm going to come in with just a little yellow ochre and some sunshine lemon yellow to get these feet. And that beak, because it's a toy, but it's a fairly accurate toy, color-wise. Make sure I get all of that ochre out there. I'm going to get just a little bit of cobalt blue. And I'm going to blue up some of that white so that that white reads whiter. I think that's funny, how you can put just a little bit of blue in laundry detergent and it'll make your whites seem whiter because they'll have blue in them.
You should do that all the time in commercial laundries.
I know. That's what I mean. I think that's hilarious. I think that's very interesting how that works. Take a little.
A bottle of Bluey. That's what it's called.
Yep. Take a little bit of burnt orange, which is a mixture I made myself of vermilion and Prussian blue. I'm going to add just a little bit more Prussian blue to it and a touch of ochre. And we'll make a brown mud that will go real thin over this. That is not what I meant when I said thin. We'll go real thin over this. That way the shading that we did earlier will shine through underneath, and the warmth from the vermilion will shine through. Like so. And then we could probably go with some Prussian blue, just a real light coat of Prussian blue. Around the outside there to bring those whites out. Really drive those whites out into the page. I let my Prussian blue mix in with the beak. I didn't let the beak dry first, so I'm going to have a little bit of a green beak, but it'll be all right, I think. I think it works for a Monday morning sketch. So now let me dry that and we'll ink it real quick since it's 6 o'clock and it's time to go. Anyway, they banned the use of DDT because of the effects on nature. They've been trying to find something ever since that would work as well as DDT in controlling mosquitoes and pests. But they banned the use of DDT, and the eagles almost immediately recovered. That was 72. There was a combined effect of the eagles being both the ban of DDT, and the eagles were on the National Endangered Species list, which made it illegal to kill them. Farmers used to shoot these things because they would steal their livestock, their rabbits and their chickens. And we had to pass a law to not kill eagles because they were on the endangered species list, because we never actually made them our official national mascot until 2024. Joe Biden is actually the one that signed the law making eagles our national mascot. Until then, it was just on all of our stuff. Our presidential seal, our money. Until then, it was just on all of our stuff. It never really made our official bird. My entire life, I thought that it was illegal to kill eagles because they were the national bird. No, the reason it was illegal to kill eagles is because they were on the endangered species list. It was never, ever because they were the national bird. Some states may have passed individual laws, but federally, they were not protected as the national mascot. Now they are. As of 2021, they had rebounded to nearly 71,400 pairs. So that's 140,000 birds. So they've made a huge comeback. Conservationists consider that a huge success. And I do too. They make about the biggest nests of all the birds. Their nests are usually 4 to 6 feet wide and 2 to 4 feet deep, but the biggest one has been 9.5 feet wide and up almost 20 feet deep, because they just continue to build on it every year. They just continue to build up on it every year. You could fit, if you had a nest 9.5 feet wide, 20 feet deep, you could fit a stegosaurus in there. That's huge. That's a huge nest. Anyway, there is my eagle compared to the photograph. Let me show it to you from my perspective. There it is from my perspective. So that's what I did this morning. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? Make sure I get the right one. Tomorrow, I think this is right. Oh, the suspense. The suspense is what messes with you. We have a dinosaur footprint fossil. We'll talk about how they have a special naming taxonomy specifically for dinosaur footprints based on the angle of how the footprint was left, because there are footprints of dinosaurs they've never found remains of. And so they have to be able to identify the footprint even though they can't identify the dinosaur. And we can talk about how the Dinosaur Valley in Texas has an actual path of sauropods being followed by a theropod predator. And so, or at least that's what the footprints and the gait appear. So we'll talk about that and more fun dinosaur footprint facts tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time while I sketch this little footy. So you're going to want to set your notification bell for that. But guys, Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it every morning. I look forward to this every day when I get to come downstairs and art with my besties. Rick, Pamela, thank you for coming by. Joe, thanks for stopping by, even for the few minutes that you did come by. Mom and Dad, as always. Mom, thank you for your help this morning. I really do appreciate it, guys. Be sure and tune in tomorrow, same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing, because when they see me dancing, I will know that the lag has caught up with the stream, and I will know that I won't get cut off mid-sentence. People have a chance to say hello and goodbye to everybody, and it gives you a chance to click the clicky thingies this way if you're on the horizontal, or this way if you're on the vertical, so you can watch another fantastic video just like this one. But the most important thing